Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Muhammad Ari Amin bin Amran. My matric number is A23A2248. Today, our group will present on the implementation of system development life cycle in food stall businesses. First, we must know the nature of business. We choose Bakar Burger Stall as our business for this assignment. It's located in Neighborhood Street. It operates 6 days a week except Friday and is selling 4 types of burgers like beef, chicken, egg, and specials, and carbonated drinks. Currently, the owner still use manual logbook and paper receipt like memo to record daily sales. At the end of the month, the owner will manually calculate total income and subtract the cost of material to find the profit. The business career system are prone to many problems. One of them is human error due to need to manually record and calculate by hand. It also time consuming because the owner need to spend hours to tally up all paper slip. The current system is lack of inventory tracking due to no record of ingredient, and the only way to know is physically counting the ingredient. Lastly, it could lead to poor security because the manual logbook can be easily damaged and lost or seen by unauthorized people. Now let's move on to the objective of the system implementation and requirement for the system to function as expected. The system objective is to automate the recording of burger sales and expenses to provide an instant monthly or annually profit and loss report. The requirement for a system divided by two, which is functional and non-functional requirement. For functional requirement, a system must able to record sales, expenses, database, storage, and generate reporting. As for non-functional, a system must be user-friendly to use and understand, even for someone without financial background. It also should be reliable in case of human error and empty sales record.
Next, my name is Nurahana binti Yasim. My matric number is 824B2867. I will present for part 2 is conceptual design. The objective of this part is to design the system at a high level without focusing on technical implementation details. This part shows how the system will function conceptually and how the user will interact with the system. Okay, first, for the overall system architecture based on accounting information system is using the Microsoft Access. The system use is suitable for single user operation and suitable for small business. Second, the system consists of several main system modules, which is including the inventory of the product, sales and purchase processing, expenses record, and the financial statement report. Each module performs a specific function within the accounting system. For the user roles in this business are the owner and the staff. The owner is the person who is responsible to manage the system and review the financial report, while the staff is responsible to enter the daily sales, purchase, and expenses data transaction. For the high-level data flow, first, the user will input the transaction detail into the system. Next, the data will store in the database and proceed to generate the accounting report. Lastly, the main conceptual data entity system, which is include sales and purchase transaction and expense recording. These entities for do the database table creation in the physical design stage.
This section explains the physical design of accounting database system. The physical design focuses on how the data is stored in actual database tables, including the table structure and key fields. Based on the conceptual design, several tables were created to ensure the system can record and manage financial data accurately and efficiently. The account type table is used to store the different categories of accounts in the business. Each account type has a unique ID as the primary key, along with the account type name such as asset, liability, equity, expense or cost, and revenue. The normal balance field indicates whether the account normally carries a debit or credit balance, which help maintain correct accounting treatment. The account table store all individual accounts used by the business such as cash, capital, bank, purchase, accounts payable, sales, utility, rental, and salaries. Each account has a unique ID as its primary key, and the account type ID acts as a foreign key linking it to the account type table. This relationship ensures that every account is correctly classified according to its account type. The transaction table records all business transactions carried out by the business. It includes fields such as transaction ID, transaction date, and description. Each transaction is recorded in chronological order to provide a complete history of business activities. The data shown includes examples such as owner capital investment, cash and bank sales, purchase of stock and raw materials on credit, payment for utilities, store rental and wages, as well as bank and bank transfer transaction. Overall, the physical design converts the conceptual model into organized database structure with clear relationship between tables. The use of primary and foreign key ensures the data integrity, while the transaction records provide accurate, traceable, and reliable financial information for reporting and decision making. Next, I will explain the physical design of the system, focusing on primary keys and relationship, form and report design, and basic security and validation control. First, let's look at the primary keys and relationships. Each table in the database has a primary key to uniquely identify records. For example, the transaction table is linked to the transaction line table and both are connected to the account table. This relationship ensures that all transactions are properly recorded and linked to the correct account, which helps maintain data accuracy and consistency. Next is the form and report design. Several forms are created to make data entry easier and more organized. There is an accounts form used to record account names and account types. A transaction form is used to record transaction dates and description, while the transaction line form is used to enter debit and credit amounts. For reporting, the system generates a monthly profit or loss report, which help management analyze financial performance effectively. Finally, I will explain the basic security and validation control. For security, access to the database is protected using password, and user access to sensitive table and queries is limited. Where possible, data entry and reporting function are separate to reduce the risk of error or misuse. For validation controls, the system enforces correct data type for fields such as dates, currency, and numbers. Validation rules prevent negative or invalid values, and required fields ensure important information like transaction dates and account selections are always entered. Input masks are also used for date fields to ensure consistent formatting. Overall, this design helps ensure the system is secure, accurate, and user-friendly.
Hi, my name is Nur Shafiqah Shaira binti Jabaki and my matrix number is AAT30203 Now I will present my part which is implementation and also convention. So are we using the system development using Microsoft Access? So this development using Microsoft Access because it is suitable for the small business due to the affordability, easy to use, and also ability to integrate the database table, form, query, and report within a single platform. So next is data entry form. There is three form, which is form of account, form of transaction, and also form of transaction line. In the form of account, which is we have ID, their account name, follow the table, and follow the table of account, and also account type ID. That we will follow the account type. We will follow the account type, which is type name. And also we have their each button so to easy their transaction. So next we go to the form of transaction. The form of transaction, there is their ID number, transaction date, and also their description, which is the activity that will happen. And so we have the journal entry form that they have how they are to debit and credit the transaction and which account they are to entry for. So lastly is a form of transaction line. We get from the transaction line table, we have their account and also their debit and credit. So next, I will go to the queries for the transaction and also processing. In this query, I have two queries, which is query init for profit and loss, also for queries for profit and loss. In the init profit and loss, there were table month, also expenses, total revenue, and also years. In the month, which is followed by January to the April, so in the January, we got total expenses is 1,230, and the total revenue 530, and so the year is all the years is 2025. In the February, we got total expenses 1,230, also our total revenue is 1,065. In March, we got total expenses 1,510, also total revenue 2,455. And in April, we got total expenses 1,192, and then the total revenue in 2,340. Next, we go to the query profit and loss. So in the query profit and loss, we add the net profit, which is that we got the net profit total revenue minus the total expenses. So in January, we got negative 700. In February, we got 165 negative. When March, we got 945, and then in April, we got 1,148. So using the queries, we got filter the transaction by month, calculate their total revenue and the total expenses. Then it will automatically calculate monthly their profit and loss. Next, I will go to the monthly profit or loss report. So this is a profit or loss report by month, which we carry forward from the query profit and loss, which is the same, which we have month, their total revenue, their total expense, and their net profit to conclude their all their into the report. So in this report, help the burger store owner to assess monthly their business performance, control operation, cost, and also make their pricing and the purchase decision. Next, I will go to the system testing using sample data. So this system testing was conducted using a sample of the sales as special data from the burger store. So this testing activity included the entry the sample daily burger sale, also recorded ingredient and operation expense, and also verify query calculation, and also compare and generate report with manual calculation. So using this testing, result confirm that the system produce accurate and also total and also reliable profit or loss report. Next is conversion method from manual system to computerized the system. The parallel conversion method was used to transition from the manual system to the computerized system. So during this conversion period, their daily transactions were recorded both manual and also in Microsoft Access. So as a result, from both systems were compared, and also the errors were identified and also corrected before the fully implementation. So use the method, reduce the risk of the data and loss, and also ensure the accuracy of the new system before fully discontinue the manual process. That's all for me. I will pass to my next friend.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. Now I will present part 4.5, which is operation and maintenance. This section explains how the system is used daily, how data is protected, and how the system is maintained for long-term use. First is operation and user responsibility. All users must log in using authorized account to ensure security. Staff must enter daily data sales and explain data accurately incompletely because this affects the profit and loss report. The system performance should be checked regularly, and user must keep their login data safe. If there is any system problem, it should be reported immediately to avoid data loss. Next is backup and maintenance. The system performs daily data backups, and weekly backups are stored in clouds or external storage. This helps prevent data loss if the computer is damaged. The system will also be updated and tested regularly to make sure it works properly. Routine checks are done to maintain system security and performance. However, the system has a limitation. It requires a stable internet connection, especially for backups. Also, when many users access the system at the same time, the performance may become slower. In the future, the system can be improved by adding better security features on mobile-friendly or mobile application can also be developed so the owner can access the system anywhere. The user interface and report tools can also be improved to make the system easier and more useful. Thanks. That's all for me.